Yeah, it's Kit. Alright, so I am 10 months on T.
This is my voice 2 weeks on T. Well, this is my voice 1 month on T. This is my voice 2 months on T.
This is my voice 3 months on T. Formerly, this is my voice 4 months on T. This is my voice 5 months on T. And this is my voice 6 months on T. This is my voice 10 months on T. I'm gonna do this a little differently. Kind of like short update, like literally really short update. My hair grew in some. I shaved a little bit. Actually, shaved a lot when I traveled. I've got a little more stubble, a little more like of a thing happening, like sideburns I think they're called, and I have to shave almost every day as far as just like the patchy stubble goes. But other than that, nothing like super different, like crazy, like wow, I grew another limb, like that. Nothing has happened as far as that goes in the last couple months since I've trained position update thing last time. I don't know when that was. It's been a busy couple months. So so this is more of a like not a how-to, like a help, advice, whatever we call information for other people in the community blogs. I traveled last month. I went for 3 weeks backpacking in Europe. So, and I tried to do research before I went, and I didn't find a whole lot. I don't know if that was just me like not stumbling far enough down the rabbit hole of tea-related travel things, but I didn't see a whole lot. So this is just like my input about what that looks like when you travel. You make it really easy. It's not a big deal. That's like the moral of everything that I'm about to say is like, don't let the fear of gender, the fear of like of your needles and all that stuff like traveling hold you back from traveling, because it's absolutely doable. What it looked like for me essentially boils down to, I went to Budapest, Italy. I was in like Rome, Florence, Cinque Terre. I went from Milan up to Paris. So it's basically in Budapest, Italy, and France, and I touched down in Germany for the airports because I had layovers. So my bag with my shot in it had to go through at least, I think, 4 times of airport security. I was on countless trains, literally, I don't remember how many trains I was on, and in very many foreign lands, and not a single time did it give me any kind of problem. The only thing I was carrying with me as far as like medical advice goes, the only thing I was carrying with me was my vial, my shot, a needle, 2 alcohol swabs, and a Band-Aid. I only had to shoot myself once because I had done it right before I left, so I only need to carry one. And I had wrapped in my bag my court-ordered name change document because I have legally changed my name, but it's not reflected yet on my health insurance card. So I want to make sure that was there too. I did not have a letter from my doctor. Highly recommended if you are the kind of person who can like think far enough in advance to do that. Do that. It can't hurt anything. But I didn't have one, and it didn't hold me back, and I was fine. So, shot-wise, again, it just feels the same as like when you're doing it at home. You're still stabbing yourself in the leg. You're just doing it in a different country. So, I did it in my room, and I think like Florence or something, and it hurt a little bit as always. And I'm just like, this is weird that I'm doing this somewhere else, but it's just like what life is now doing it. So, I carried my needle back, like I packed it back out because I didn't take the time to look for sharps boxes anywhere that I went, and it's light, it's easy, and again I didn't have any problems, and I figured at that point, having already used it, if anybody gave me problems, I'd be like, well, you can have it, you can dispose of it for me, so that was not an issue at all. Now, as far as like the mental side and like the booking side, again, like what I said before, is that I legally changed my name. It's really exciting. I'm finally actually Kit. You probably know me. You've been watching any of these videos, but now I've said it like 800 times that my name is Kit, so I'm Kit. And now the world also gets to see me as that, which is awesome. A couple documents, they don't have that on there, and I'm still working through that. It is a process. It takes time. It's not cheap. In Florida, it cost me at least $600 to do, so you have to save up for it. And it took me, I think, about 6 months. Part of that's on my end because I didn't book. I could have maybe saved a month. But you have to like wait for your court order and everything, like your date to go in, to go tell them you're not trying to commit fraud, so that took time. If you have any questions about like what that process looked like, if you live in Florida and just want to know what does changing your name look like, reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk about it. It's just like some fingerprinting and stuff, and I can tell you about it. But I did not change my gender marker. That's like a huge debate in the trans LGBT world. Honestly, it boils down to that's your decision. It's like to each their own, literally. My gender marker on my license does not define my gender by any means, or my passport. I have not chosen to do that, and it just comes down to, quite honestly, a safety thing, like a perception of safety in my head. Should I ever get arrested, like what would happen, and I will figure that out when I do. But for now, for traveling, all my tickets were booked under Kit. All my hotel reservations, all that stuff. My credit card's now on it. Tell your credit card company that you are traveling. That's important. Tell, if you're like me, I'm from America, tell the country that you're traveling from out of, like, that you're traveling. I told the U.S. Department of State you can do that, and they send updates, which was super important because there ended up being a bombing in Brussels. I was not in Brussels, but they still sent out like an alert to the people that I said that I was not in that my planes did not reflect that. And they also sent me an update the last night I flew out of Paris. Like the next day there was a strike that happened, and it ended up affecting my travel time, so it's really helpful to have that too. Not transition wise, but that's just a helpful thing when you're traveling. Make sure they know too. Keeps you a little safer. So make sure you book under the name that you have on whatever your document is. It's might be fun. If you haven't changed your name yet, you have to do it still because they're going to check those two things. You're not going to get very far if you don't. So, and don't wait too long because to change all those things on your passport, should you go through the process, because that takes time too, and you don't want to like pay a bunch of money to have your passport rushed to you. So, so I feel like that helped me the most of anything of all of my travels, and like the feeling of transitioning and traveling to foreign lands was probably having my name be more accurately representing myself. That helped me just like mentally walk into situations going, this is who I am, and now you can see that. So, I can't say without bias whether or not that actually helped me out, but I do know that like almost every place that you stay, if there's a hotel, even Airbnbs that I use, they will ask for your passport and they scan it, or they take it. Most places just scan it and then give you back your passport, but they have to document that you're there. That's a thing. So, but not a single time that I had somebody like look at my passport, see the marker, and go, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and have to do that really awkward social interaction thing that you're probably dreading. It never happened. They're just like, "Here you go, sir." I'm like, "Great. Thank you for either being unobservant or being so aware that you understand what it is that I'm doing." Either way, we didn't have to do the thing. So, they are going to ask for your passport. Just be prepared for that. Yeah, like, I didn't have any problems. And booking, I mean, I even stayed at Airbnb places, which I recommend. And, like, you know, hosts would comment back on leave me reviews and stuff. It's like, he was such a nice young man staying with us, and you know, in French, which was even cooler, of course, because it's more cool when it's authentic. And I'm translating and reading it and going like, wow, they like me, and also they see me as who I am, which is really cool. So, moral of the story for advice, you know, if you can change your name, great. If you haven't, don't let it hold you back. If you change your gender marker, great. If you haven't, don't let it hold you back. Needles, make sure you have them, keep them you know, wrapped up. I only had carry-on because I was backpacking, so I didn't put it in like my check luggage because I only had that and I didn't have any problems with it. Be your awkward self, whatever that looks like, or be maybe you're probably very charming and very awkward, and everybody just perceived me as the awkward kid that I was traveling and traipsing about Europe. So that's my advice. If you have any questions, need help, I want like specific things about like where I was at and like if that affected me and like those interactions, always open to share, but I hope that helps. Bye.